All right, so as someone who is known for accurate predictions and, most of the time bearish predictions, calling, crashes, massive dumps, and panic sell-offs, today I'm calling a massive pump in the making. I am stupidly bullish, and I'm someone who makes fun of moon boys all the time, and I'm someone who's known to be very, very grounded, but my friends, right now is different. All right, the stars are aligning, and you have a beautiful opportunity, in my opinion, assuming I am not incorrect, which we know more times than not I am correct, and I believe this will be another time that I nail another prediction. So obviously, we called the bottom in HEX at 15 cents. And since then, we've more than doubled. We had hit a high of 32 cents, currently pulling back and retreating. And what do you know about that? Well, my friends, that is a bull flag. All right, and we're about to rip higher. On top of that, what is so bullish about this, I'm about to show you. But just looking at the charts, before we dive into fundamental catalysts that are about to happen, all right, what do you notice? One is a double bottom pattern, right? So bottom number one, bottom number two, slightly undercuts. That's a textbook double bottom. You've probably heard me go over this 500 million times now on the channel. You've probably seen me brag about my bottom call here in HEX, right? So how many more times do I got to do it, right? And so, obviously, you see that bottom call, and I'm going to pull it up just so, if you're new to the channel, you can see how textbook this is. All right, and so basically, you have the textbook double bottom, which gives us a price target of 44 cents on the breakout here. And then you have a bull flag pattern right here. Okay, and what do you know about a bull flag? Well, it's called a bull flag for a reason, because it makes for bullish breakouts. And so as we break this bull flag, but what do you notice? We have a bull flag and a bullish double bottom. And so it's not often you see two patterns working together at the same time to create a bullish explosion to the upside. So you love to see it. On top of that, what do you see? A golden cross in the EMAs. Now, what do we know every time that these crosses form? Well, let's go and look for yourself so you know I'm not bullshitting you. So here we're seeing a cross. And the last time we saw that, that was over here. And so I've actually already done this on my charts. You can see a cross, massive pump, cross, massive pump, cross to the upside, massive pump, cross to the upside, massive pump, cross to the upside, massive pump. Every single time we see these lines cross, every single time we get a massive pump. You cannot deny that. Those are the facts. And so let's look at the measurements here. Here you get the golden crosses, and what do you get? A 70-80% pump. Here you get the cross. What do you get? You get a 284% pump. Here you cross. What do you get? A 230% pump. Here you cross. You get a 70% pump. Here you cross. You get a 150% pump. And so those are some massive pumps you get every time these EMAs cross. And so the average there we could, roughly estimate is about 100 to 150%, I'd say, right? So, all right, we crossed, and what do? We begin to pump, and I called that out earlier, right? But what do you know so far? Since the cross, we've only pumped as much as 52%. So, guys, we got plenty of room to go. And remember, you saw the average on all those pumps. It was around 150%, I'd say. So that takes you right up to the all-time high. 52 cents exactly. The exact all-time high. And what do you know about HEX every time it breaks an all-time high? Guys, every time it pumps, on average, 100%, right? So here's an all-time high. Once we broke that all-time high, what do you know about HEX? It goes on and it runs 158%, all right? Here we have an all-time high in HEX. Once we broke that all-time high, we went on and we pumped another 102%. All-time high, once HEX breaks that all-time high, it goes on and it pumps 49%. All-time high, HEX breaks that previous all-time high, and it goes on and it pumps 200%. Let's go through one last final example. So all-time high, that's kind of a bad example because you had this like massive pump. So let's say, all right, whatever. That's not a great example, right? So here's an all-time high. You break that all-time high, and you only pumped like 25%, but still, fuck, who's complaining about a 25% pump? I know I definitely am not. So what do you notice? Well, on average, every time you break a previous all-time high in HEX, you pump another 100%. And so think about it. We have, guys, we have a bull flag, we have a double bottom, and we have the measured move that every time we get these crosses, we pump 150%. So when you take the cross, you take the pump, 150% gets you to literally exactly that all-time high, guys. And when you break that all-time high, what do? You average pump another 100%. So these are real numbers I'm showing you. These are not moon boy numbers. These are literal facts that I've just broken down to you on the behavior of HEX when it breaks and reaches certain points, right? So what was those points and what were those facts? When it crosses, right, when these lines cross, it usually pumps 150%. What was the other characteristic and trait I told you about HEX? Is when it breaks the all-time high, it pumps another 100%. So massive pumpage, massive catalyst, massive trigger points we see in front of us, and this is all about to begin, or at least I think, right, the breakout of this bull flag, right here, okay, bull flag, breakout, and as well as this double bottom breakout, right? So we broke the midpoint, right? And what are we doing? Well, we're retesting that midpoint, right? So we're retesting the breakout point, and what do you notice about this retest of the breakout point? 3 bullish reversal candles. Guys, I have never seen a more bullish setup in my entire fucking life. This is absolutely ridiculous. How many indications, how many signs did we just show you, or did I just show you? It's just unreal. It's off the charts. I've never seen a chart have this many cohesive factors working together. And that's all technically. That's not even considering the fundamental catalysts and events we have coming up. So I want to highlight again, because that was a lot that I just went over, of the bullish factors and reasons you're seeing in this chart. So reason number 1, I want to point out, I'm just going to go over them all again, right? 3 bull reversal candles, right? You can see the wicks are pointing out from the bottom, right? Meaning, people are buying the hell out of the dip, right? And that's why you have those wicks sticking out. All right, last time we saw these reversal candles, these bull reversal candles where you see the massive wicks sticking out, was right here and right here. What do you see after that? You pump, right? So point number 1 that is so damn bullish about this chart is 3 bullish reversal candles on the daily chart that just gives you a very high probability that you're about to push higher. Point number 2, you got the bullish cross right here, which oftentimes on average leads to a 150% pump. Point number 3, you have a bull flag right here, which is obviously a bullish breakout pattern. Point number 4, you have a double bottom, okay, right here. And I know it's a little messy with everything I'm showing you here, but I mean, it's just crazy. It's not often you have a chart that has this many bullish factors, right? So perfect textbook, classic double bottom. You break out past the midpoint, and what are you doing? You're forming reversal bullish candles at the breakout point. So you have 1 factor in the bull reversal candles. You have 2 factors, which is you're testing the recent breakout point right here. You have 3 factor in the double bottom. You have 4 factor in the bull flag. You have 5 factor in the EMA crosses. And then, guys, you have, most importantly, the news, or not the news, but the catalyst event coming up, which is the Pulse X sacrifice. Within the next 24 to 30 hours, it should be live. And so when you combine all these things, catalysts with the chart, as well as Pulse Chain going live within a month or 2, this is the most bullish setup in crypto. I have never seen something this bullish from a technical perspective where you just have so many factors pointing to a massive pump. And so, guys, I know technical analysis is not everyone's expertise, but I hope I've been able to highlight this in a way where you can actually see and understand pretty clearly and pretty simply why this is so damn bullish. And so I just want to get back to the double bottom pattern, right? We called the bottom at 15 cents right here, right? You can see this tweet. Textbook double bottom set, I think 12 cents was the bottom. This was weeks ago I made this call. And so if you're confused, how is this double bottom so bullish? Well, this is pulled straight out of the textbook, guys. Investors Business Daily, classic double bottom, right? So you have a prior uptrend right here, prior uptrend. Then you have the first major leg down. Okay, then you come up and set a midpoint. So right here, first major leg down, come up and set a midpoint. Then you go for that second leg down, And what do you know about the second leg down? It undercuts the low of the first leg. Okay, you go for the second leg down, it undercuts the low of the first leg, and then this sets the stage for huge price gains. So the ideal buying point is 10 cents above the peak of the middle of the W, what I call the midpoint, which is right here. Once you break that point, this is by the textbook the ideal buying point, which is literally right fucking now. All right, right now is where you broke the midpoint by the textbook. What do? When you break the midpoint, you buy. And so what did we do? We broke the midpoint, right, which is this level right here, and we're forming those 3 bullish reversal candles. Guys, this is the ideal buying opportunity in the short term. And, you know, it's the textbook. This is a textbook breakdown, guys. It doesn't get any more textbook than this, all right? And it's just an incredible opportunity. So, you know, remember, I'm someone who's known for my bearish calls, but know me for my pump calls, guys. This is going to be a fucking amazing pump, and I could totally be wrong, all right? But I'm telling you, my confidence is just through the fucking roof, all right? It is through the roof, and I'm 99.9999% sure I'm going to be correct. And, you know, history tells us that most of the time I am correct. And at the end of the day, I fucking call the bottom at 12 or at 15 cents, right? And so, you know, we're already up double on my call. And I think, look, when I call the bottom at 15 cents, all right, when we get up to 52 cents in HEX, that's a 3.5x off of my call. You know what I mean? So, you know, even right now, even if we don't break out, guys, we're sitting on a pretty 2x off this call. So, you know, I can't complain either way. But, guys, I don't think the pump's over, and I've broken down the reasoning here. When you get that cross, you're going to get an average of 150% pump, and I think that's exactly what's happening. And what do we know? When you break the all-time high, you're usually going to go for another 100% pump on average. But let's just say we don't even get a 100% pump after we break the all-time high. Let's just say we get a 50% pump. We're still happy, guys. You know, that 50% pump's going to get us to 77 cents. I mean, who the fuck is complaining about that? This is a beautiful setup. And to the people who will say, to the people who are uneducated, and to the people who are saying, but the crypto market's dumping, Alex. How are you so bullish on a coin when everything is dumping? Well, it's highly uncorrelated to the market. And so this is the last point I will make, and the last point I will show you right now. When Bitcoin dumps, HEX makes all-time highs. So for example, let's show you this real quickly. All right, it's very simple. And why is this, by the way? Well, because 85% of HEX's liquidity is tied to USDC, a stable coin. So what happens when the market crashes? People convert to stablecoin, which is the main thing that people use to actually convert into HEX. So actually, when the market crashes, the demand for HEX typically rises because everyone's converting to stablecoin, which is the main liquidity for HEX, right? But anyways, getting back to the point here, look at this. So from April down to July, Bitcoin crashed 54%. So from April to July, just remember that, April to July. Well, what was HEX doing from April to July, guys? Okay, very simple. You can go back and look at the chart for yourself here. From April to July, HEX did the exact opposite of Bitcoin. HEX went up from April to July. You can see here what it did. Oh my goodness. April to July, HEX went up 1,500%. Depending on how you measure it, you know, let's see here. Let's say April 1st to July. I mean, anywhere from 1,000, let's say 500 to 1,500%, guys, is what HEX did. So while Bitcoin dropped 54%, HEX was doing the opposite. HEX was making all-time highs while Bitcoin was dumping. What do we notice about right now? Well, from the current top in Bitcoin at 69K, Bitcoin set a top in November. It's now the end of December. It's down 30% from November to December. What is HEX doing in that exact time, guys? It is more than doubled, right? So let's go from November, right here, the very beginning of November. HEX is up to now 36%. Now, if you measure from the low in November, HEX is up 100%. And if you just measure from the low itself, right, HEX is up 138%. It was as much up as much as 165%. Now, where is Bitcoin up from its low recently? Bitcoin is up from that wick low, that massive sell, 16%. Okay, well HEX is up over 150% from its low. So guys, it's pretty clear. If you can't realize that this is very uncorrelated to the market, then I don't know what else to show you and what else to tell you. It's clear, it's simple, and so all those comments of, Alex, how are you bullish? Don't you think with the market dumping, HEX is going to dump too? You need to go learn. You need to shut up because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So guys, that's your bullish breakdown on HEX. And I want to end off this video by breaking down the Hexakin NFTs, guys. If you have not heard, if you do not have your own, you are missing out. My friends, the 5555 staker class is limited to exactly that, 5,555 stakers. And so right now, we've got 73,000 active stakes open. Of those, we can roughly estimate that there's around 5 stakes per user. A lot of people have multiple stakes. You probably know that yourself if you're a Hexakin. And so that brings us down to a total of around 15 to 20,000 real active Hexakins right now. And what do you know about the staker class? It's limited to 5,555. And so, you know, everyone can be a Hexakin, but not everyone can own a Hexakin. Okay, and that is what's going to drive massive demand for such a limited supply. You know, it just doesn't make sense. If you're a Hexakin, why wouldn't you want your own NFT to represent you as one, right? And it just makes sense. So guys, I'm going to break this down further in a video. There's some goofballs out there who are saying, well, only 82 are released so far, so once all 5,000 are out, isn't the price going to drop? And so, you know, I'm going to explain that in a further video because, yes, that is a fair question. But you're thinking very one-dimensionally. You're not understanding the bigger picture here, and I'm going to explain that and why I'm so damn bullish on these as well. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you're bullish on HEX, you have to be bullish on the 555 staker class. It just makes sense, and I'll be breaking that down in a further video. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I don't think I could have made a better video in 18 minutes explaining to you the cohesiveness, the beauty in this chart, the catalyst that we have to push us forward and higher, the technicals, and everything that's going on here. It is beautiful. I am beyond confident, and I highly, highly doubt I will be wrong about this. And so that's the thing about me is I make my calls in real time. I called the bottom at 15 cents, and I'm here to call a continuation to the upside. Whether I'm right, see, I'm so used to being right. I said whether I'm right. What I meant to say is whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, we're going to get to see that. But you know I ain't bullshitting you. I make my calls in real time. If you want more calls in real time, you can follow me on Twitter at CrashesClay69. You can learn how to read charts at crashtrading.com. You can take our charts course. But guys, make your bank account great again. Let's fucking go. Honestly, I'm not one to get excited or emotional, but you know, there's a time to be excited, and it's when you know you're right. All right, and yeah, I could be wrong, but I know I'm right. All right, you know what I mean? Like, there's those times where the shit, you're just so confident you got it, right? And it doesn't happen often, and I just love it. Guys, this is what I live for, is these calls, these charts, man. Did you see the cohesiveness? Did you see all those factors I pointed out? That's what I live for, right? And so, you know, you may be looking at me a little weird right now, thinking, man, you're fucking weird ass. Guys, let me enjoy, let me do my thing, and let me nail this fucking prediction. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, and follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, guys. Let's go. I'm expecting this pump. Let's hope I'm not wrong. I think I got it, though. Bye, guys.